If that's what they're telling you, chances are they've already hooked up. Hello there, welcome back to Psychopath Exposure. My name is Kira. I wanted to make a video for you guys today on the topic of cheating and infidelity. In case you guys are still gaslighting yourself that your narcissist ex didn't really cheat on you, and you're going back and forth toying with the idea that maybe what they did was excusable or wasn't that bad. Maybe you're overreacting. I don't know what you guys define as cheating or infidelity, but the way I see it, and this is me, when you're in a monogamous, committed relationship with somebody, anything like stepping out of that commitment that you've made is cheating. So what would be stepping out? Well, you got the obvious one is sleeping with somebody else. That's a given. I don't care how you want to spin it. Okay, as a matter of fact, before I even list the others, I just got fired up. I don't care how you want to spin it. If your toxic piece of shit narcissist ex slept with somebody else, they cheated on you. Now, I don't care if they were drunk and didn't know what they were doing and they tell you that it was a mistake. Yeah, cheating was definitely a mistake, an irreparable one. It's a mistake, no doubt, but it was done. It wasn't like a mistake. You made a mistake on the test and you solved the problem wrong. It wasn't that type of mistake. Like, they took their clothes off and for a significant amount of time were bumping and grinding and pumping or getting pumped. All right? They knew what they were doing. I don't care if they were drunk. I don't care if they were blacked out. Sorry, but if you're dating someone that drinks to the point of blackout, you have other problems. You're a double winner. Not only are you dealing with somebody who potentially might be a psychopath narcissist, if that's why you're watching this video, but you might be dealing with an alcoholic. You might be dealing with an alcoholic. So if your partner is the type that just goes out and just blacks out and goes on a bender, you got bigger problems. Like, that shit's all fucked up already. And no, there's no excuse. I don't care. Believe me, I've worked with a lot of alcoholics throughout the course of my life. I know all about that world. Yeah, they have. It's their problem that they have. You didn't cause it. You can't control it. You can't cure it. It's a problem. It's a problem. They got their own demons. It's their addiction. But you know what? What happens when they're under the influence, and this goes for drugs too. I'm sorry. If you stepped out, you stepped out on the marriage, you stepped out on the relationship, you fucked up. I don't care that you have a problem. I don't care. Like, get help, but this relationship is over. You're a traitor. You betrayed the trust. You fucked up. You broke the vows. It's over. It's over, Johnny. Nothing is over. It's over. It's over. All right? I don't know how some people are able to somehow overlook that fact, that reality, that this person that you were committed to, that you trusted, was buck naked with somebody else, getting pumped or pumping. How can you go back from that? You can't. You can't do it. And yet, time and time again, you see people turning the other cheek, accepting that, trying to work through that, going to marriage counseling for that. All because why? Because you want to save the relationship? You want to do it for the kids? You know what? Chances are the kids are probably better off if you guys were separated, because someone that's an infidel like that cannot possibly be a good figure to have in the home. There's going to be all sorts of destructive fights that are going to come from that. You think you're just going to let that go? You think you're just going to let that go? You think you can get intimate with your partner again and it's going to be like it was before, 100% focused and present? No. No, you're going to be having flashbacks of, not flashbacks like if you caught them, even though in some cases some of you have caught them in the act, but you're going to be visualizing. Okay, you're going to be visualizing the other person, like they cheated on you with this other person, and you just can't be present because you're going to picture them with somebody else at that moment. It's going to pull you out. It's going to trigger you. You can never go back to the way it was. Cheating is cheating. Infidelity is infidelity. That's where it ends. And I know some of you, I don't know if they're really a narcissist or not. I don't give a fuck if they are or not. You cheated. That's it. You lost all credibility. All of it. You lost all credibility at this point. How can you try to work something out with someone that committed the ultimate betrayal? Don't gaslight yourself. Don't gaslight yourself. Deep inside, you know that trust, that bond has been severed. All right? I may rant about this a little bit more, but I did want to list a few things of what I consider cheating. But kissing someone else, that's cheating. Are you really going to be okay if your partner sneaks out to a bar at the middle of the night or some weekend and just makes out with some random? Is that totally okay for you? Are you in that type of relationship? Have you had a sit-down conversation and laid out the rules? Hey, you know what? We're monogamous, but on Friday nights, it's ladies' night. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get scammed by a bunch of dudes at the club. Or Saturday night is boys' night out, and you know me and the boys, we're gonna do our thing. And we may, scam some girls. Is that your agreement? If that's your agreement, cool. That's your business. That's your business. If those are the terms you laid out, that's your business. I don't know why you're in a committed relationship if those are your terms. Like maybe you should have some other arrangement going on. But if you are in a committed relationship, I just don't see how that's acceptable. Kissing leads to more stuff. It's not like they're just making out and there's no grabbing or anything like that, and that just leads to more stuff. You don't think that now they exchange social media or they exchange numbers and then the texting comes and eventually that leads to sex. Why would you go and make out with somebody, especially if it's an awesome kiss, and not pursue something more? Like now you're gonna be worried about that, right? So that's cheating. That's cheating. Let me tell you something. Going out to lunch with a coworker that has made it clear their intention, they're into you, they want to take you out. You've communicated to them because you're a fucking infidel that you're into them too. You have a cool connection with them, and you're in a committed relationship, but you're doing that at work. That's cheating too. If you catch your partner going out to dinner, going out to lunch with someone they're into each other, somehow, some way, you know that's what's going on. That's the rumor in the office. These two have the hots for each other. That's cheating. How do you know they have the hots for each other? I don't know. Maybe you're keeping tabs on them. Maybe you have a spy at work. I don't know. But at some point, if you know, okay, if you know that's what's going on and you accept it, well, damn. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you're watching your life crumble right before your eyes. You're already accepting unacceptable behavior. You're watching the shit unfold. You're pretty much giving them permission. You're like, okay, well, yeah, I know that person likes you and they're attractive, and yeah, you've told me that they're cute and this and the other, and you've mentioned them before, and if it wasn't because we're together, you probably, people have conversations like that all the time. That shit's happening, and now they're telling you that they're hanging out and they're spending time at lunch and blah, blah, blah. That's cheating. That's unacceptable. And if that's what they're telling you, if you are dealing with one of these monsters, and if that's what they're telling you, chances are they've already hooked up. And they're just telling you like surface level shit. But that's cheating. You know what else is cheating? Having social media conversations with somebody that, you know, flirting and talking about sex and talking about and fantasizing with them and saying shit like, you know, I wish we could do this, I would do this to you, and blah, blah, blah. Making all these plans, even if they don't come to fruition, the fact that you're doing that, you're having conversations with somebody, I don't care that it's in real life or online, you're having conversations with somebody, you're talking about sex, not talking about sex in general, even though that already is a red flag, because you're talking about sex, that means you're thinking about it, and you're thinking about it with each other. It's psychology, okay? That's cheating. So if you catch your partner, if you in texting with somebody else, and it's not just texting about some dumb shit, they're flirting, they're saying little innuendos and stuff like that, that's it. That's a red flag. Like, why are you doing that? Like, that's already the beginning of something bigger. And a lot of times, a lot of the survivors I work with on my coaching program tell me, like in hindsight, right? Because, you know, hindsight's 20/20 after the shit goes down. And they've told me, they were like, yeah, stupid me, like I knew about this person for X amount of time. They were working together. You know, they were this, they were that, and it's like I should have known it. I should have known. Don't beat yourself too much, because at the same time, you know, you were under the spell of the narcissist, but at the same time you were giving them the benefit of the doubt, because who wants to be with a partner that they don't trust? So you're in a relationship because you trust that person. So even if you see something like that, you're like, that's probably something innocent, nothing's going on. But you accept it, and then it escalates, and it escalates, and it escalates. And before you know it, they're having a full-on affair, and it's almost like you've co-signed off of it. Signed off on it, right? So these things need to be stopped immediately. And no, you can't force someone, an infidel like that, to stop cheating. If you need to beg your partner not to cheat on you, you've already lost. You're already with the wrong person. That should never even be a topic of discussion. But it's cheating. Someone asked me the other day if I could make a video on micro cheating, and I was like, what the fuck is micro cheating? And you know what? As I'm making this video, I haven't even taken the time to Google it, because it just sounds like some new term. I don't know. But they told me that it was having some sort of a relationship with someone online. And this goes with what I'm saying right now. It's like, yeah, that's still cheating. I don't care if it's micro, macro, super. I don't care what word you put, what prefix or pronoun. Is pronoun even a word? It's going to become one. I don't care what word you put before it. It's fucking cheating. And you know it's cheating. How do you feel? How do you feel knowing that your partner is entertaining someone else? How do you feel knowing that your partner, you caught your partner, God knows for how many months this shit's been going on, and yet they haven't met in real life? Doesn't matter. If they could, they would. If they could, they would, right? If they could, they would. And then what do you think is going to happen? Everything that they've talked about would happen, okay? So you're going to tell me that's okay, that it's not so bad? Stop gaslighting yourself. How did you get to a point where something as common as just, a deal breaker like cheating became something passive that you can just put up with? How far does this need to go? Do they need to bring the person to your house and bang them in front of you? Is that gonna be enough? I mean, I've heard horror stories, and people put up with it. It's amazing what we put up with when we're dealing with a psychopath, when we're dealing with a narcissist, when we're dealing with someone like that, like a borderline. People without these personality disorders do not create such I don't know, like a mental blockage in our logic where we would ever put up with something like that. I was sharing a story with someone the other day about a coworker I had a while back, and she was married. And I remember one day, you know, like the rumor got passed around the office that, like, her cousin told me that, like, holy shit, like, her husband cheated on her and she caught him. And, you know, this was before Facebook, this was before iPhones, this was before even, you know, the whole narcissist shit that has blown up, right? This was before the internet was even that big. And it's like the very next day she filed for divorce. And it wasn't like a shocker. It's what I've always known. You know, when someone cheats, that's it, the marriage is over. It's I at that point in my life I didn't understand how there's toxic relationships where there's infidelity and you stay and you break up and you go back and you accept this shit. I didn't understand that. I thought once you're married, like maybe that happens when you're dating, but once you're married, and I didn't think that was something that you just put up with. It's like, no, it's an instant divorce. And that's what happened. There was, you know, then I spoke with her and she told me all the details, and she was devastated. But yeah, she killed it. She killed the marriage. I said, broke it off immediately. You know, a few years later, she met someone and eventually moved on with her life, got married, and actually had kids with this person. It was like her best friend that she knew. So yes, it's not like she met someone. TMI, it doesn't matter. But yeah, she ended up having a happily ever after life, supposedly. I don't know. I lost contact with her a while back. But there wasn't, never did I hear, and we were pretty close, never did I hear her think about like going back. Never did I hear her tell me, you know, I miss him, we went back, we're trying to work it out. It was like, she cut that shit so fast. It's irreparable damage. It was irreparable damage. But when you're dealing with narcissists, with psychopaths, it's like all bets are off. They'll do all these things. They'll abuse you physically, psychologically, and we just put up with it, right? And we just put up with it. How, like, where do we draw the line, right? So I wanted to make this video just to reinforce what deep inside you already know. This cheating, this infidelity, you see it, you feel it, you know it, you call it out. It is exactly what it is. There's nothing at that point that the narcissist could tell you to fix that. And believe me, they will try. They will try. But once that shit hits the fan, once that's been exposed, you can't gaslight yourself. You can't gaslight yourself and start thinking, oh man, maybe they really didn't do it. Maybe, yeah, like I said at the beginning, maybe they were drunk, maybe it was a mistake, maybe all this dumb bullshit that we gaslight ourselves with because we're afraid of losing the relationship, we're afraid of being alone, we've put so much time is invested. But you're gaslighting yourself. You're never gonna be happy with this person. And once a cheater, always a cheater. It's gonna happen again. And for those of you that have accepted it and gone back, has it not happened again? Right? So if you're on the fence right now, if you're in a relationship with a toxic predator, like a psychopath, like a narcissist, and there's been infidelity, you've caught them, you know who the other person is, right? Remember, it's possible that they're cheating on both of you too, which is it's just crazy how this thing just escalates. Remember, they're not just cheating on you, but you don't know the bullshit that they've told the other person. Yeah, in some cases, they are having an affair. The other person knows that you're the husband or you're the wife, and that person just wants to be, I don't know, they want to have a crazy experience, a crazy adventure. But the narcissist is feeding them it's feeding them. There's always going to be a pathological lie somewhere in there. The truth is not going to be 100% because the narcissist never tells you 100% of the truth. They always tell you shit and they pull fragments out, flip them, skew them, right? So you don't know the horse shit that they've told the person they're having an affair with about your situation. They may tell them that, yeah, we're separated. Yeah, this person abuses me. Oh, this person hasn't, we haven't had sex in like 6 months. For all, why? Because the narcissist probably cut sex as a torture manipulative action, right? So now you can't go back from that. If you're on the fence, like, please jump over the correct side of the fence now. Please jump over now. You know what's going on. You feel it. Your soul is screaming at you. Your soul doesn't let you sleep. You cannot see this person the same anymore. You think you're still in love with them. You're trauma bonded at this point. Okay? You can never look at an infidel in the eye and feel that trust that you had before and perhaps that innocence that you once saw when they were so into you. Now they can't even look you in the eye the same. And when they do, you see deceit. You see it. Sometimes, like, if you're dealing with a psychopath, you won't even see their soul. You'll see blackness, emptiness. You'll see an abyss in their eyes, right? You can tell they don't look at you the same. When someone's cheated, they do not look at their partner the same anymore. I've been through this before, sadly, and I've become quite I'm losing my train of thought. Good job, Kira. I've become quite I'm just gonna say good at detecting the 1% shift in the way the eyes look when something's off. I can sense that there's just something, there's something about it. And I know a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. You even see it in photographs. You can see that there's, I don't know if it's confusion, but it's like they're lost because they know they're up to no good now. And sometimes they have moments where they're like, fuck, I can't believe like this, I'm doing this behind this person's back and they're treating me so good and I'm putting them through hell. And you see the conflict, right? It's like Vader in Return of the Jedi. There was conflict. He was in the dark side, but his son was suffering at the end at the hands of the Emperor. He's like, I gotta save my son. No, I'm a Sith Lord. I gotta save my son. It's like there was conflict, right? But he finally, thank God, he finally turned to the good side. But the narcissist does not turn. The narcissist, even when there's conflict, it's like, oh well. They'll find something that you did wrong, and they'll be like, you know what? For all the times that you did that, for all the times that you didn't buy me that shit that I wanted, for all those times that you called me a brat, because maybe you stood up to them over some bullshit they did, they're gonna find something and they're gonna be like, yeah, that's what you deserve, so whatever. And they're gonna do it anyway. They know it's unacceptable. They know that you're suffering, and they do it anyway. So how can you give someone like this 17 chances? How can you give someone like this 17 chances to do things right? And they go and they do the same shit. Now you give them an 18th chance. It's incredible. It's a phenomenon, but it happens. And it will never happen if you're dealing with a healthy person. It will probably never happen to you again now that you know this type of information and this disorder and how it works. But when you're going through this shit, it's like you don't even know who you are. And it's like, who have I become that I'm allowing this to happen right before my very eyes? I'm allowing this shit. And you know that you can walk away. And you know that you can cut ties, and you just don't do it. And you still have hope. And you get burned again. At what point are you going to throw in the towel? At what point are you going to walk away and take your life back? Now? Maybe? Perhaps? At the end of this video? Maybe. Hopefully. You know how many signs I needed to see in the past when I first went through this shit? 1 wasn't enough. 2 wasn't enough. 17 wasn't enough, right? We keep seeing the signs and we're like, oh shit, I should do this. I should do this. I remember seeing billboards that would say, leave her. It's like, the fuck? Like, what type of an advertisement is that? And then I would never see it again. I swear the bizarre things that start happening, the deeper you go, is like going into Dante's Inferno. The deeper and deeper you go, the worse it gets, right? That's how it is with these psychopaths. The deeper you get, wrapped up in that world, in that downward spiral, the sicker things get. So, yeah, if you're on the other side of the fence right now, I urge you to jump back over here. Jump back to the light side. Jump back to logic. Jump back to clarity. Because it only gets worse if you stay on the other side. All right? Hopefully you guys got something out of this. This is the part where I remind you, I have a coaching program, a one-on-one coaching program where we can work together. I can help you jump back on the other side of the fence. I can help you get through this nightmare together. Sometimes we need to work with someone that we know is in our corner, that's been through this shit. Do not hesitate to reach out. I have a link below in the description. Reach out to me. I'll send you more details to see if we're a good fit for each other. But do not gaslight yourself anymore. If your partner is cheating, I don't care if it's an online micro cheating affair. I don't care if they're just kissing somebody or they kissed somebody, something happened with a neighbor. It's gonna get worse if you accept it, okay? And God forbid you caught them in the act, all right? You're not alone. This has happened, unfortunately, to all of us in many, many different ways. I'll keep making videos giving examples of the many, many different ways that this shit plays out. But you're not alone. If you've been through this shit, if you've been cheated on, if you've gaslit yourself, please share your stories below in the comment section so others can read and get inspired and realize that, hey, there is a light on the other side of the tunnel. What did you do to get out? At what point did you stop it? How many times did it take? How long did it take you? But did you finally get out? And for those that are still struggling, please share so we can all come together and help each other. All right? Please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so that you can get more content like this delivered straight to your phone. And that's it. I have to go. So I'll talk to you guys in the next video. My name is Kira. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for checking out the video. This is Psychopath Exposure. I got to work on a better outro, but that's for another time. Have a good evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.